it has been really 2 fantastic days, I think. At least it's what I've seen myself from what happened since we start this annual conference. A lot, and many comments were tabled. And I was inviting, when I opened the conference, to really contribute to the debate, to submit inputs, comments, questions. It took place. And when you look at what has been said, this is I would say, a sort of summary of what would be considered as the major comments which have been issued. So maybe some of you comments have not been put on that list, but we try to summarize, because the most important that we get a takeaway summarizing what we would see as the major drivers for maybe the next steps. And I will come back to that. So you see here, I will not go through each of the points, but safety, top on the list. We are EASA, so safety will remain, you said, fundamental for the transport. So, point taken. And we got really clearly that sustainability is not an option. It's not optional anymore. Innovation provides a leverage on, not an end on itself. So we will have to see how we deal with that. So you see all those comments. They are dealing with innovation. They are dealing how we should be processed innovation with the current system, with the current players, and how we would be sure that society is getting the transparency needed in order to see that something is moving, something is transformed, and we have the possibility to create what we could say a home for innovation. They are coming from you. It's coming from you, from the discussion, from the conference, from the panel. And this is something really important. So we have, in our team, look at all those comments. They are really powerful. We feel this is something on which we can work on. And we feel that now it's time to respond. And we will need to respond to those comments and to see what we will be doing with them. There will be some changes. There will be a need for changes if we really want to work together. And that is probably one of the elements we need to process later on. What is important that we have also seen that we have to work together. The work together is probably the word which has been mentioned the most. And we have to see what it would mean, working together. Because you have said that none of the actors which are here in the room will be dealing with the challenge on its own, so without working with each other. So that would be essential, this together. But what we have also understood is that we will have to go through 2 potential phases, because the complexity of what we have submitted and the contribution, the presentation, show that we have to organize ourselves through 2 phases. And we will be what we can call the first phase, what we can call evolution. Evolution, this phase will be how to make use of the EASA system as it is today, how can we make the best use of the flexibility provision existing in the basic regulation, and how we can start putting together the projects and creating groups working on those projects. A second phase could be the transformation phase. And we have there to see how we can go further than just working together in the existing system. So there will be a call for enhancing the system capabilities, the EASA system capabilities we are having today. And that will be required if we want to boost innovation. And we will boost innovation by creating together, if you want, an EASA plus, what we will define within a few moments. So this concept of EASA plus, it's the definition of an EASA system which is, in fact, agile, global, and supporting innovation, in support of innovation. We will integrate in this approach, of course, all the parties the national authorities, which you have voiced yourself, you present today, industry, and you have two categories of industry. You have what I would be calling the traditional industry and all the new entrants which intervene since yesterday. So together, we will work on the setting up of innovation boosters. This is also something you have put on the table. Let's have a look on this approach. Let's go into more details now. And you see here on the right side, on this description of the phase, what are the elements we would like to go through. First, setting up an innovation. The EASA Plus would constitute of a platform, an innovation platform, which would be, of course, characterized by regulatory agility. And that is linked to what you were defining as safety bubbles. This regulatory agility is going through setting up safety bubbles to support and allowing the testing of what we don't know, the new ideas. Second one is a sort of horizon scanning and foresight planning function. This will help us to look at complex systems, complex future we don't know, and that will help us to identify the emergent risks for which we don't know yet the mitigation measures. That will help us to set standards, the global standard preferably, and also what we require as standard needed to get this agility properly defined. And why we need that is to ensure that society accepts and understands that we are transforming and they stay on board what they want to see in terms of air transport industry. Because we want them to continue to take the flights in the future, and this will help us to get this important stakeholder on board. Another function, another element we want to do is this, what we call the upfront engagement in research and innovation. And that will be required for prototyping regulations, also a concept coming from the conference. The technologies evolve, but we also need the competence which are going for the technologies, because that will help us to learn things and also to go where we don't know today, where we are supposed to go, as simply as that. And that will help for sure to attract new talents. And we have understood that there were positive statements done since yesterday. On our side, CINEA, Clean Aviation, CESAR joint taking as instruments for establishing a real partnership for innovation. The fourth element, which is the setting up of not a new regulation, but a single and sustainable European sky. It has been addressed, and we have seen during discussions the possibility when all actors are working together, those who are flying, those who are on the ground, how we can get from the ATM network also leverage for innovation and to get the benefits from the single European sky the technology can offer to contribute to this transformation. Another element is to ensure that we have a holistic monitoring of the policy impact. We have discussed about the life cycle methodology, and we have also discussed about setting up new standards and metrics for the new areas in the energy sector or the technology to measure, to benchmark if they are really delivering the contribution to the efficiency and the reduction of emission we were expecting. And we have already a tool to put that together, is the report we publish every 3 years, the environmental report for aviation. Those metrics and those standards will be there. So that's part of this what we call the EASA Plus. This tool will be more important than ever. And another element we want to put in this definition of an EASA Plus system is the new partnership and funding models. We have understood that, and you have understood that national aviation authorities and ourselves are missing resources, and they will be important in order to help the traditional industry and the new entrants, to help them to make possible what they want to deliver in terms of new products and in terms of new services, to make the trip from Sevilla to Sumatra possible. So we could say, but we have a plan. Yes, we have a plan. We could propose a plan to you, but it will be with you. So we have to design how we will build up this EASA Plus. And this EASA Plus will become a sort of inclusive partnership for an agile and a global system to enable innovation and to support innovation. You have also seen during the 2 days a lot of dates, milestones, deadlines mentioned, sometimes imposed by law, sometimes imposed by the policy framework. There are references we should put together in order to set up a roadmap. And the roadmap will be very important if we want to move from the vision to reality. As we will design together this EASA Plus, we will have the capability to look at how to establish the resilience of the system, because we know that with the unknown we are having, with the missing understanding of what the mitigation measures we should put forward vis-à-vis the risk we will identify, this is very important. And we will have also a roadmap to help us to prioritize our actions and organize ourselves. And that will be important for the design, the setting up, the implementation of the new CONOPS, the new operational models. But also to integrate the new players, which maybe are not with us today. Others will come and they will have to find their way. The roadmap will be there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely delighted that we have, in fact, a concrete outcome of this conference, a concrete action coming out, and we would like all those elements that you can bring them at home in order to continue to develop ideas and to help us to fuel, to further define what we mean by this EASA Plus approach. We will work together with the European Commission and the EASA Management Board. There are some Management Board representatives in the room today to see how we can start from here. And we will report to the next meeting on the result of this conference and how to see how we plan this EASA to evolve in the future. Before I hand back to Janet for the next logistics, she will brief us on what will be the next steps in terms of logistics. And I would like to first, and this is really important for me, to thank a very, very, very powerful and great group of people who have helped us to organize this conference. First to EASA, to you, Montserrat, your team, to have been so much engaged to organize this event. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for the wonderful evening we had yesterday, something we will not forget. We would like also to thank all the speakers, moderators, all those who have intervened, making a special effort to help us collectively to understand what are the challenges in front of us. I would like also to thank my own organization, my own team, for the time they spent on organizing this, putting a lot of effort and energy and helping us to get this event together. The technical team also for what they did in order to make it also a reality and a concrete with full support. And finally, to all of you who participate and who joined us here in Seville. I hope this event meets your expectations and look forward to continue conversation with all of you in the future. Thank you very much.